Hey, welcome to What the Mother. I'm Boogie.
I'm Breezy.
How are you, Breezy?
Doing all right. How are you?
I can't complain. It's finally nice outside.
I know. I'm in a tank top. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't tank top ready, but I'm like, ready or not, here come the guns.
I'm not tank top ready. You don't want to see my guns. They're like water guns. No, thank you. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to show off the guns.
Oh, I wasn't ready either, but my body was like, you're not putting sleeves on these today.
Yeah, it's warm out. It feels
It
great.
is.
Yesterday was chilly, so today feels
Mhm.
great.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful out. Beautiful.
I want to first start off by saying we have a new logo. You should see it in the top left hand corner, right,
Sure.
of Breezy's head. Made by her amazingly talented 13-year-old daughter, Riley. I love it.
I'm snapping. I'm doing the snap clap.
I love it. I love it. Clap. I love it.
Uh, well,
it.
thank you. It was funny because we were discussing, Boogie and I were discussing how we wanted to have a new logo. And I had a friend in mind to ask. And then, my daughter, I will say, she's super talented. And I was talking to her about it. And she was really nervous. She's like, well, what if you guys don't like it? And then you don't tell me because it's me. And I'm like, well, we're not going to tell Janet. We're not going to tell Boogie until we kind of figure, like, yeah, we like it because I didn't want you to have that pressure either. Like, oh, it's Bree's kid. I got to say I like it. So I'm
I
glad you
get it.
didn't
I
hate
get
it.
it.
So yeah, now it's our new logo. So if you're not watching this and you're listening to it, go on our social media. We're all over the place: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and check it out. It's pretty great. If I
Yeah,
do
I
say
think
so.
she did an amazing job. I mean, I was blown away when you told me she did it. I thought it was a friend of yours who was like a creative person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she pretty much nailed our look. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she gave me bigger boobs, which I was totally fine with.
I know. You got a nice little bod going on
I
there.
was like, oh, okay, I'll take it. But I was totally blown away when you're like, I have a confession to make. And I was like, what? What? And you were like, Riley did it. And I was like, get the freak out of here.
Yeah. I know. It's pretty wild. Like, how is she old enough to be doing stuff like this? But she is.
I know. I mean, I had to look at colleges last week.
Oh.
Mi corazon.
Oh. How many did you go look at? What was the tour like?
Just two
Okay.
upstate. They say, don't blink because before you know it, your baby is off to college. And they're right. I mean, I felt like it went by so quickly. Two
In
kids in
the
high
arms
school.
of an angel.
Oh,
We got to
man.
work that song in every episode.
Yes, yes. Are your children off to college?
Oh. And then you need to start a fundraiser with that song to afford it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
college is expensive. Thank God my kid's smart, and hopefully we'll get some scholarships because
Good.
I'm going to be on the corner, and be like, "Help me,
That's why we got to make the podcast work out.
yeah,
That's what it
help
is.
me, please." Oh, we had talked last episode because we weren't here last week because Bree was busy, working and doing mom things,
And I was
and
at a conference in Lake George, and it
yeah,
was
she had a
amazing.
conference,
Yes, I missed my
and
family, but it was kind of nice.
I was at an award ceremony for one of my kids, and I was at a
Nice.
cross country, no, not cross country, track and field, and it's just we get busy.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. But we had talked the last episode about fears,
Mm-hmm.
and this is our sixth episode, by the way. Is six
That's
is six a
crazy.
lucky number? I mean, 666 isn't,
No, that is
but six
not.
is.
We'll make it a luck. We'll make every episode number a lucky number
I
somehow.
think it's a lucky number. I got married on
Sure.
the 6th.
Oh, well, there you go.
My husband was born on a 6.
Nice.
And I don't know anything else.
I
Today
don't
is the
either,
sixth
but
episode.
so
Hey,
we'll go with that. But yes, we ended it with saying how this episode we wanted to touch on fears, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to talk about the basic fears, but there is fears for being a parent. Fears.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but my fear used to be I'm giving my kids everything I never had, and I really don't want them to grow up and be assholes. You know,
Your kids are they're not capable of being assholes.
thank
They're good
God,
kids. I
they're
know.
really good kids.
Yeah.
And and then just fears of like drugs,
Hmm.
alcohol,
Sure.
peer pressure, social media,
Hmm.
bullying. It's scary.
It is scary.
It's
It's,
very scary.
and I think all of those are probably things that every parent can relate to. And then I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but I've sort of had to deal with real anxiety like my whole life, intrusive thoughts and fearful thinking that sometimes wasn't really based in reality. Like I would come up with all of these crazy scenarios. And then when I became a mom, that just went into like hyperdrive. I was constantly worried and fearful that something was going to happen to them. I was going to do something that like was going to put them in danger. And my mind would just go. And now, as they're getting older, all of the things that you're talking about, I worry about all the time. Like,
Hmm.
thankfully, just like your kids, my kids are pretty good human beings. My daughter doesn't get involved in like the clicky craziness of social media. But I worry about that all the time. Like, what about when they start driving? Then you're not worrying just about them, but other drivers on the road. It's
Oh, my
oh,
daughter's doing driver's ed right now.
I can't. I
I was
can't.
like, my heart can't take this.
Mhm.
You just
Yep.
never know. I mean, look, I was watching a video in my school
Mhm.
about this mother duck. She had her little ducklings in this tree
Mhm.
and basically called out to them, and they had to jump out of the tree hole, which was like 20 feet high,
Mhm.
and hopefully land safely into a pile of leaves.
Oh,
And then
okay.
after that, she was kind of like, all right, you're good. And I'm thinking to myself, humans are the only ones who kind of look out for their children for like 18 years.
Sure. Yeah. Or
Most most animals and they're like, all right, you're a week old today. Congratulations. Good
right.
luck. Good
This
luck in
is
life.
I don't know
So I
why,
mean,
but I'm stuck on tree hole. It just sounded dirty when you said it. When you're like, they were in the tree hole. I'm like, what is a tree? Oh, it's just a hole in a tree. But it just
yeah,
sounded a little naughty. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
dirty minded, dirty
Dirty,
minded.
very dirty minded.
Yeah, but I just think about like this. First, you start off with like, okay, the kid's born. Are they healthy? Are they
Hmm.
eating right? Are they this? Then it's, are they okay in school? Then it's, they're teenagers. Is there peer pressure? Then it's, they're driving. Then they're off to college. Then they're about,
Yep.
and every stage has some type of fear.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
just natural. And
Hmm.
you just have to do your best and cross your fingers and hope and pray they make the right decisions and that
Right.
they're around people that are good influences or just good people as well. I mean, you just never know.
No.
You never know.
I know. And then it gets to that point where you want to keep them safe, but you also don't want to get in the way of them experiencing things,
Yeah.
like,
Don't be a smother mother.
don't be a smother helicopter parent. Listen, I'm going to be a helicopter parent. I don't even care. Okay. Leave me
Don't
alone.
do
I'm going
it.
to be that's my helicopter. I'm
Don't
going
do
to
it.
I'm going to do it.
Don't
I
do it.
have to share. The other night, Riley came out. Oh, remember I told you about the TikTok shop dress that she wanted me to buy her for the eighth
Oh
grade
yeah, what
band?
happened with that?
That it was like $13. And I'm like, this thing's going to be like, a piece of, I don't know, felt or whatever. But so it came beautifully wrapped in this tiny little bag, like basically rolled up in a ball with like duct tape around it. And I unwrap it and I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. It was very sheer, like black sheer. And it had this little like underlayer, like a little slip. But I'm like, is this even going to cover her belly button? Like, I don't know if it's going to come past the belly button, but we'll let her try it on, right? Let's just try it on. And so she goes, she takes it, she tries it on, and she comes out of my room and she looked she looked beautiful. Like on her, it actually looked like a dress. And I'm
Oh,
just
good.
I know I was sitting there and I kind of got a little verklempt. Is that what you say, verklempt? And she's like, no good. And I was like, Rye, you look beautiful. But what I couldn't get past was on the sides, there are these little cutouts like,
Oh,
yeah, to show like your sides. And that I'm like breaking out in hives. And but she's such a tomboy that this was like her first time wanting to like really look kind of girly and feminine. So I didn't want to be like, no, too mature, too this, to that, and then like bring her down. So it's just like, you look amazing.
yeah. You're like,
But
you want to wear a cardigan?
right, exactly. You want to tie a hoodie around your waist like you always do, because those cutouts are a little much. But what am I gonna do? I mean, I could tell her,
Here's
but
a
she
cardigan and a blanket
and a
and some
blanket.
fuzzy
Here's
slippers,
a
and you'll be
parka,
fine. Yeah,
a
there you
parka.
go.
But she looked beautiful, so I'm like, you know what? She's a good kid. She feels good about herself. Get your little fears of whatever. Let her go to the 8th grade dance, and whatever.
I mean, they're making clothes for some of these young girls that are like
Oh,
really,
yeah, I know.
ew,
I know.
like a band-aid and a string, and
Hmm.
you're like,
Hmm.
oh,
It is so uncomfortable. And what's so funny is watching like Riley's dad or Rob, my boyfriend, try to navigate this with their own daughters and the ages that they're in, and then they see their friends dressed that way, and it's like, I don't want to see the butt cheek and your midriff.
yeah,
What is happening? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a big fear letting your kids grow up and be the
Yeah.
person that they're meant to be, and you just
Right.
hope they make the right decisions. And
Right.
they're
You
gonna
got to
they're
go
gonna mess
through it.
up, and you just got
Hmm.
to be like, you're not gonna be like, oh, I told you so, because no one
Right.
wants to hear that.
No,
You're gonna say,
mom.
okay, well, you messed up,
Hmm.
clean up your mess.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna do it for you.
Right.
But I've always told them, if you're in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, you call. I mean,
Yeah.
look, you have cell phones now. I used to have to find a payphone. Like,
Hmm.
you pick up the phone or you send me a text and say, can you get me? No questions asked.
Yeah.
Your father or I will pick you up.
Yeah. We have an emoji system. So my daughter's is a strawberry and my son's is a giraffe. And if they're out with friends and I get that emoji, I just know to go and pick them up. Because like sometimes she's in a situation where like her social anxiety would get the better of her and she doesn't want me to call her and ask her the questions, or so she just sends me the strawberry and I'm like, on my way. And then we talk about it when we leave. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
a
know
good
what?
one.
Yeah. Just have to have
Yeah,
those things in
whatever they're
place,
more, whatever they're comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, do you have any other fears? Excuse me. Do you have any other fears that aren't kid related? That's just like your own little boogeyman, no pun intended, boogie.
I am. I love the beach, but I'm afraid of the ocean.
Did we discuss this? Have we
No.
discussed? Oh, all right, go ahead. I don't want to talk on
When
you.
I was around 11 or 12, I was
Mhm.
at the beach with my family. And, a wave would come, and then you go, woo, and then you duck, and then it goes over your head, and you bounce back up.
Right.
I must have been not, I wasn't paying attention, and I was with my cousins, and we were talking, and all of a sudden, they went under, and I went like this to look at it, and the wave hit me right in the face.
Oh,
And my legs went up in the air, my body
mm.
went down, I was dragged into the bottom of the, all over the sand. I mean, I was all scraped up, and I kind of like was knocked out.
Oof.
But luckily, I don't know if it was my uncle or my father saw me and just grabbed me by the back of my bathing suit and dragged me out. The lifeguard came, and I was kind of like, eh. And after that, I was
Oh.
like, I'm going to stay on the sand for the rest
Mhm.
of the day. And I just had like this weird anxiety about,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
drowning.
Sure. That's legitimate.
I mean, I've gone snorkeling. I won't go scuba diving. Hell no.
Mm-mm. There's no
But I've
reason for
but I've
it.
gone snorkeling. I've gone on boats, and
Mhm.
I've gone on cruises, and sometimes I've gone snorkeling where if it's really choppy, I'm kind of like, all right, I'm going back to the boat.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I've overcome my fear that way. Like, I was snorkeling in the middle of the ocean, and I was actually okay because I had the little life vest
Sure.
on, and the
Yep.
guy's like, blow air in it until you feel comfortable, and I'm like. And I'm like this. I can't even snorkel because I'm like bobbing like this. And he's like, you got to let some air out. I'm like, no, I'm good.
No,
I'm
no,
good.
I'm good.
But I've gotten better. But I still have this irrational fear of drowning. So
Mm-hmm.
that's, yeah. I mean, and certain bugs, but that's like my big, like, it gives me like, "Ugh." Like if
Yeah.
I see a movie where they're stuck in the water,
Ooh,
I get like panicky for them. There's a movie
sure.
coming out recently where a guy's stuck in the water. I don't know if you saw the preview for it.
Mhm.
Oh, what's his name? Woody Harrelson's in it. He has to retrieve his guy that's stuck underwater and something. I don't want to watch it
No,
because
that doesn't sound fun
I
at
get
all.
like I get like get him
Yeah.
out of there.
Hmm.
Why? What about you?
Oh, well, it kind of goes along with yours. When I don't even know how old, I was younger than 5, probably, maybe around then. My dad thought it would be a good idea to take me to go see Jaws.
Ooh,
Yeah. And so now I'm 47, almost 47. And, I think being afraid of sharks is a pretty common and like normal fear, right? Like I
yeah,
don't know many people except my kid that would love to like go in the ocean and come face to face with a shark. But what has happened is the after trauma of that movie, where even as an adult, I cannot be in a swimming pool and without other people being in it. Don't give me all the things. I know there's no way a shark can be in there. There's
wait, a
this, that.
swimming pool? Not even the ocean?
No, a swimming pool. Like this is where it goes from
You think there's a
rational to
shark's going to
irrational.
be in a swimming pool?
Okay, listen.
Maybe
I
a
hear
toy
the
shark.
I hear the judgment. And I know chlorine, and so it not even just I know they can't be in a pool. In my head though, like that night I came to your house and we went night swimming, if you all got out of the pool
You're
and I
getting
was
out.
like in the middle of the pool, I would have freaked out, but I would have 100% gone out. I cannot be in a pool by myself. And even sometimes when I'm in a pool with other people, I do this effed up thing where I start doing the da-na, da-na, da-na in my head. And I
Why?
can't help because there's something wrong with
That's
me.
like the best theme song, though. That whole.
No, no, no. Nope, we're good. We're good. Thank you.
You
But
knew. You knew danger was on its way.
oh God, I can't handle it. And then of course, when my daughter was really little, her dad loves, and he's a strong swimmer, loves the ocean. So I would say to him, like, all right, you're going to be the guy in the water with them. And he took her from a very young age into the ocean. And I would stand there and like have a coronary cardiac episode every time. And I would
Yep.
just survey for fins. Like I was going to see it before it hit them. And I meant it. Like I was sure there was going to be a fin. There wasn't, and that's okay. And they had a great time. But Riley has now become a mermaid. She thinks she's part, has gills. And every summer I go into panic, but I try to hide it because I don't want to ruin the experience for them.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I'm just going to let it all out. When I was younger, after seeing that movie, I had a really hard time taking baths. Okay. I'm not kidding. Do you want to know why? Not just because I was in the water, but if I was in the water and it was like a bubble bath and my and my toe would stick out of the bubbles, it reminded me of a fin. And then I would
What? What? Your toe reminded you of a fin?
my big toe, it would stick out and I'd be like, ooh, and I knew it was my toe, but I was still scared.
Wow, that's
Why did I
interesting.
share that? I realized I probably should have been an inside
That's
voice
pretty
thing.
funny though. I mean, okay.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's very real.
I always feel like, you ever have those dreams where you're like your body like jerks down, like it,
Yeah.
and it always has to do where my dream has to do where I'm falling underwater,
Oof.
where I'm getting flooded, and or I'm stuck somewhere and I can't get out.
Mhm.
I'm like, what, how did I end up in this box? And why is it filling with water? And it's like a crazy ass dream. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I'll have that thing where all of a sudden my body goes like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm okay.
Mhm.
But I've,
Ugh.
I've had those type of dreams where, whew,
Do you dream often or remember dreaming often? Not really.
yes and no.
Mm. Hmm.
It depends. I think it depends on how much sleep I get, how stressed
Right.
out I am,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
if I'm a little buzzed, like
I
drunk.
dream all the time. And like I would say, if I had to put a percentage, 98% of them are terrifying nightmares. It's awful.
Sounds great. Sounds
It's
like a good night's sleep.
I know. It's awful. And evidently, like your dreams only last like for seconds, but it makes you feel like exhausted. And either I have nightmares where someone close to me has died, so I wake up
Oh, that's not
traumatized
good.
and upset, or the person that I am with in a wonderful relationship, he is truly an amazing human being, does these terrible things in my dreams, and then I wake up pissed off at him, and I'm like, what the? I call him up. I'm like, I'm a little annoyed at you right now. He's like, what did I do in the
You
dream?
cheated on me in your
Yeah,
my dream.
yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Right. And he knows that that's how my brain works. So he's like, what did I do now? I'm
Well,
sorry.
sometimes I'll see somebody that I haven't seen in a while, and then the next thing you know, they're in my dream. Like I messaged a friend of mine. I'm like, I think maybe because I saw you, but I had a dream that we were in a minivan, which I would never own a minivan
Right.
personally. And we were
Hmm.
looking for food for the kids, and they were little. And she's like, "Stop dreaming about me." And I'm like, I think it's because I saw her,
Sure.
so she showed up in my dream.
Hmm.
I've asked, like, I've asked people that have passed, to come to me in dreams, and they have, some of them have been bittersweet, some of them have been sad, but
Sure. But they're
depends.
always driving a minivan.
No, no
I
minivan.
just love how you had to really make it clear. Not that I would ever drive a minivan.
I hear they're good, but I'm not a minivan fan.
You're not a minivan person? No.
No,
Mm-mm. No.
I don't have enough kids for that. I think you need three or more.
Or two that are heavily involved with sports because of all the sports equipment. So you
No,
could justify. No, we're still not going there. Okay.
I'm not doing it.
No. My mom had a caravan. Is that a minivan?
I don't know which is
Caravan?
the ones that had like the wood panel.
Oh, I don't. Is that
What was
even a
that?
thing?
A
Is that
station
like
wagon? Remember
station
station
wagon?
wagon? Where
We
you
had a
could
station
sit
wagon.
in the back and face oncoming traffic. So if
Yep,
God forbid that car smashed into the back of your car,
you're
your
done.
kids that are sitting there are dead.
They're just done. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure there was more fatalities maybe back in the day. We just didn't know about it. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised we haven't died because I never wore a seatbelt.
Did I ever tell you this kind of goes with fear and what you're talking about now and and a station wagon. It actually brings it all in beautifully. When I was like in kindergarten or first grade, my mom was driving the station wagon. Of course, I was sitting up front at like 5, 6 years old, and no seatbelt. And according to my mom, and I remember this very like a little bit here and there, but I was singing, ah, and she goes around a turn, and then all of a sudden, like there was no music. I wasn't singing anymore because I was in the middle of the street in the intersection. The door wasn't shut all the way. And she goes around the turn, and I fell out of the car. And I remember the one thing I remember is
You did you
look.
get hurt?
Shockingly, no. I had like a scrape on my leg. I looked up though, and I saw the back of my mom's car just driving away. And I'm like, how did I, where am I?
Oh
And
my
I
god!
know. And then my mom got me, and we went to the doctor, and shockingly I was okay. But yeah,
You
fell out
fell
of
out of
the,
the car.
fell out of the car.
I mean, I've gone from one side of the car
Hmm.
all the way to the other side.
Sure, sure, sure.
I
Yeah.
just slid right over. I mean,
Right.
I remember I cracked my head once because I
Ooh.
went all the way like that and hit my head on the window.
Yeah.
And I got an ice pack, and you're fine, and that was
Hmm.
it.
I mean, I feel like if you
I
were
probably had a
born
concussion, but
right.
no one was
If you were
checking.
born in like the 70s, 80s, everybody's done the slide across into the
I
window
think if you were born in the 70s, 80s, you've had at least one or two concussions that were never
that were
diagnosed.
never diagnosed.
Oh, you
Right.
have a little bit of swelling in your brain. You're fine.
Right.
Here's an ice pack.
Why are your pupils the size of
Yeah,
quarters? I don't know.
here's an ice pack. You're fine. It's like, but my head really hurts.
Yeah. No, it
Here, I'm going to
doesn't.
crush up some Tylenol. Here's an ice pack.
Oh my
Crazy.
God.
Nowadays, I mean, I remember when you have your kid, you have to
Mhm.
put it in the car seat, and the nurse follows you downstairs. Make sure that your car seat is that piece is in right and it's
Mhm.
secure, or else you couldn't take your kid home.
When we had my daughter, they walked us down. I was in
Yeah.
the wheelchair. but they didn't check anything in our car. And I know. And I remember we got in the car. It was like a heat wave that year. And I was like, they're just going to let us go. Like, do we know what we're doing? And they did.
Not me.
Oh, yeah.
That nurse came downstairs and she shook that piece.
The base
is not tight enough. And then she's pulling on the strap.
Oh, wow.
And then snap the baby in, and you can't this has to go. And I was like, yes, miss. Yes, miss. I was like so scared. I'm like, she's not going to let us take our baby home. I was like, yes, miss. Sure. And then you should sit in the back with the baby. So my husband sat in the front and I sat in the back with the baby. And the whole time I'm just staring at the baby like, are you okay?
Yeah, I know.
And then I had a hard time pushing the buttons down to get the baby out. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. I think Mike drove like 10 miles an hour on the southern state getting us home because we were just like, oh my God.
Yeah. My husband definitely was under the speed limit.
Yeah.
People were passing by looking at us like, this fucking asshole.
Right. Yep.
And I was like, new baby. There's a new baby in the car.
Fast forward 13 years and I'm like, shut up, guys. Stop fighting. I'm trying to drive.
Don't make me go back there. Smacking him.
God.
My father hit a car in front of him because he turned around to smack us in the ass.
Oh.
Yeah. And the guy, I mean, back then those cars were made out of like steel and titanium or some shit because nothing happened. And the guy would like sympathize with him. He's like, yeah, I beat my kids' asses too, I guess. So that's like, yeah, smack him around.
That'll teach him.
Meanwhile, we were like, is the car okay? And he's like, yeah, but you're not going to be when you get home. Now
another concussion.
Now you like dink a car and it's like, oh, the car's totaled. What the hell?
God, I can't. Did I told you, or I don't know if I had told you, but a couple of years ago, like 2 weeks after I got the car that I'm in now, I had COVID real bad and I was driving to urgent care. And I'm at a stop sign and this guy comes like on the T Street, right?
Oh, yeah. You told me about that.
Yeah. And just turns like he was an older guy, just kept going through his stop sign, turned right into me. Witnesses the whole bit. His insurance company found him guilty. Then they sued me. And my insurance company was just like, we don't want to deal with it, and gave him $45,000. I'm like, what just happened?
What just happened?
$45,000.
So you were at the stop sign. You weren't even moving.
I wasn't even moving. The guy went through his stop sign and turned right into my car. I had a witness. I had the guy from his house across the street. The cop was there saying that his own insurance company found that he was wrong. And it was like a wrongful what? They turn around and sue, and Geico was like, no, we're out. Here's $45,000. I'm like, yeah.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
I had a woman back into me in the parking lot last week.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And I'm waiting for another car. I had my blinker to get that spot. So I'm waiting. She's coming from the other side, hits me, and then pulls back up. And then she wouldn't get out of the car. She looked at me and said, no, I'm fine. And I'm like, hey, you're fine. Look, she was probably going like 2-3 miles an hour, and nothing happened to my car. Nothing happened to hers.
Okay.
But she wouldn't even get out of the car to look. And she was like, I didn't see you. And I'm like, it's a black SUV. What do you mean you didn't see me?
It was a black minivan, listeners.
No. And I was like, what the frick, man? I said, how do you not? What do you mean? You didn't even look. I said, you didn't even look. I said, you got to be careful and get out of the car. Make sure your car's okay.
Right.
But I think it's when she backed up, she kind of hit my tire more. Mm-hmm. So she didn't hit like the back of the car. She hit the back tire. And because I was waiting for the car, and all of a sudden I went like this, like, I did like a whole, I go, whoa, what the hell? And then the guy that was in parking across from her looks at me and he just shakes his head like, happens all the time in this parking lot. I was like,
she an older woman, like little grandma?
Oh. Yeah. But still get out of, She's like, I don't need to get out of the car. I'm like, yeah, please get out of the car. Just look at your car. It looks fine. But I said, you got to pay attention, miss.
Yeah.
Please, please.
Please, come on.
I
know
was
you're
trying to
80
be,
years
I was trying to
old.
be very nice and polite, you know. Meanwhile, I was like, first I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
But then you realized it was little Grandma Elsie, and you
Yeah, she
couldn't
was
get
like
all
really
raised.
low and like she could
Oh.
barely see over the steering wheel, you know. And I was like, really? Come on.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
All I want to do is pick up a birthday card from the Dollar Tree. Minding my own business.
That's the best place to get cards because that is quite the scam and racket. I pick up a card and it's like $6.17. I'm like $6.17 for like, a birthday card with a dog wearing a taco hat on it. Like, what's happening? Like,
You want to talk about your birthday? It says. And you're like, how much?
Yeah.
No,
thank you.
Most people don't even read the card.
I know.
It's just to hold money in it or hold a gift card.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's all I wanted to do was pick up a birthday card.
Did you get the card?
Yes, I got the card. I was annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I walked in like, I walked in pissed off.
Sure.
And then the line was long, and then I got pissed off even more. And then I called my husband, and I'm like, lady hit me. And he's like, how's the car? I'm like, it's fine.
Right.
So he's like, so what are you pissed off about? I'm like, I don't know.
You're like, I'm pissed off because I got a happy graduation card. Happy birthday. And I just realized I have a minivan and not an SUV.
I don't have a minivan. This woman rides a bicycle.
I'm not going to let it go. Oh my God.
I'm going to go out and buy a minivan now.
You should.
Yeah. My kids are going to go off to college, and I'm going to go get a minivan. I want to get like a cool car.
You need like a cherry red, like apple red sports car.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? I saw this. Oh my gosh. Okay. I saw this. I'm not like big into cars. I barely know what I'm driving right now. And I saw, what is it called? Oh, did it go away? God damn it. It's gone. And just like that, it's gone. It was so.
It went away.
It went away.
I don't want to. I don't want anything sporty where people look at me and like, look at this bitch with her midlife crisis driving a sports car. You know what I mean?
A Bronco? I'm asking you as if you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like a little Jeep looking like, but it was like turquoise. It had a turquoise body and a white top, and it just looked so beautiful. It really did. I'm like, that looks like a breezy car if I've ever seen one.
I remember when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a Tweety Bird yellow Mustang.
Oh.
Yeah. Not with black leather seats. I saw one drive on the highway, and I was like, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
I never got it. I ended up getting this like little shitty Sentra that would get dinged every time I parked it.
Sure.
Someone ripped off my side view mirror. I mean, you would have thought I was in all these accidents, and it was just parked.
Sure.
I would come home from work and look at my car and be like, what the fuck? Did anybody see anything? And there was these old ladies in front of my building and be like, no, we didn't see anything. And I'm like, yeah, of course not. But if I bring a boyfriend home, you're all like judging me. Damn it.
Look at that hoochie mama.
Yeah,
Someone
clearly ripped my side view mirror off during the day because I was at work, and you didn't see shit.
Well,
but you knew that I came home at 3 a.m. and you had to make a comment, huh?
Of course.
Yeah,
Why wasn't your car with you at work?
Because I lived in Queens and I would take the subway into work.
Oh, because we don't drive cars in Queens? We just
you
park
drive
them.
cars in Queens, but you don't drive them to work.
You just park them.
It was my weekend
get beat up. Well, then that's kind of your fault. You just left it there unattended.
Yeah, okay. But you don't try. I didn't use it to drive into work because parking is expensive.
Yeah.
And traffic, oh no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, ma'am.
But yeah, so I've never really had like that sports type car. I've had, sensible automobiles.
Sure.
Family friendly with little bells and whistles, but that's about it.
So how about, I say right now, I'm putting it out there on the air. Once your kids are gone, out of the house, gone, get yourself a nice little Well, what is that? Vroom, vroom is a motorcycle.
I was ready to say I'm not driving a motorcycle.
Yeah. I don't
No.
know what. I don't know what a sports car. Zoom. I don't know what they
Vroom
do.
vroom.
Vroom, vroom. We get you one of those.
Get me a vroom vroom.
With what the mother on the license plate. WTN.
You'd be like, what does that mean?
Mm.
Don't worry about it. What does that mean?
All right, girl. Well, listen, this has been real. I always love chatting with you. I really do. You're lovely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Me and my red hair.
You and your red hair. I know.
So weird.
So we're still trying to work on, at least I think, unless you have one, a way to close our podcast. A friend of mine, whose birthday it was recently, happy birthday, Dave, had said we should have an ending that is just like unique to us, like whatever. Yes, at the end of every podcast, we're just gonna play Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan's gonna fucking find us, and she's gonna be like, "You two bitches better leave me alone." Or she's gonna be like, "Hey, I really want to hang out with you two. You guys are hilarious."
You're hilarious, and I want 10% of the profits that What the Mother brings in eventually.
And I'll give you. I saw her. I'll give you $0. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, then what? Did you have an idea?
Well, I was going to say on that note, it was lovely chatting with you. And I don't know. I can't think. I mean, look, let us know what you think of our logo. Look for us on social. We're everywhere.
If you have an idea for an ending.
Yes. Send us ideas for endings. What the Mother NYC at Gmail, or you could go to our Facebook and text and message us.
Question.
Yes.
Why are we What the Mother at NYC?
Because someone took What the Mother.
What?
Yeah. I don't know who.
But it's funny that you did NYC instead of Long Island. You're a city girl at heart. You are a city girl at heart.
Sorry.
No, can I just say it sounds cooler?
Then What the Mother LI? No,
NYC bitches represented. Sorry.
I was going to do NY.
I like NYC.
I'm always going to be a city kid.
All right. Well, save the drama for your mama, llama. I don't know.
On that note,
goodbye, everyone.
We'll see you guys next week with episode number 7. What? We're getting into double digits soon before you know it.
We're fancy. All right, girl. Bye.
Bye.